Hello.
Oh, boy.
Did you send out a thing?
Inviting people? No. Can you do that?
Maybe. I don't know.
It should be streaming. Just take the forward. Right?
Oh, it's right here.
Yeah. So just forward it.
Warning to him. Если кем-то
It certainly has, Truth. Welcome. Oops. Got to do this first. Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Tim. I am your truth slinger today.
Good morning, honey.
And that is my one fleshy poo over there, Jennifer.
Good morning.
It's my hippie chick. And welcome to church. But I'm not going to be going on to Matthew chapter 4 this morning. Good morning, JBC. It's good to see you. Because I thought that considering the news of last night and the current situation we find ourselves in, that it might be more relevant to talk about and to catch up on what's going on and try and make sense of all of this from a biblical perspective and a biblical worldview. Because I think at this point, That's the only way to really look at it. So we got a really, really interesting show for you. I don't know how long we're going to run on this. We got a lot of material to get through. Did you? I didn't see as I was going through the curation in the bookmarks tab. Did you happen to put in that one about the prophet, that prophetic guy?
Oh, yeah.
It's in
Let
there.
me-
I just have to go lower.
I'll undo it and redo it.
You undo it, it'll disappear.
Okay.
Remember?
Yeah.
You're gonna be careful with that. Anyway, while you're doing that, don't lose it. I'll just scroll down and find it if I have to.
Okay.
Right. So here's what I'd like to do. Let me cue this up. Right.
Well, folks,
I was I don't know if you watch Ben Shapiro, but we've been watching nonstop since yesterday. Good morning, Denise. It's nice to have you here.
Hi, Denise.
We've been watching nonstop coverage of this stuff ever since yesterday, trying to digest what's going on.
Yep.
And in general, I have been astonished by some stuff in that some of the left-wing media, as we'll see, what some of these headlines read, and the minimization that continue to occur. Psst, hey. That continue. Hey, we have cats. I'm sorry. The minimization by the media on what occurred. Some of the focus of the media that actually had the gall to say that once the president, after having been grazed with an assassin's bullet, and someone behind him had his head blown off, that when Donald Trump stood up and defiantly held out his fist, hang on a second. All right. Get out of here. All of you. You're annoying. You can fill in while I'm gone.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a beautiful morning here in Maine. It's sunny and breezy and not too humid yet.
Okay, that wasn't very helpful at all.
No?
No, not really.
The weather?
No, it wasn't. Nobody gives a shit about what the weather is here, my love. All right, so anyway, we watched a minimization, and then they said that it just doesn't set the right tone that he said fight, that he said the word fight.
Yeah, right. It's like
After he got
what?
But anyway,
You're gonna critique him?
it's like, wow. I mean, these people, this is the height of insane projection. This idea, I'm telling you, within a couple of days, they're already starting to do it. The spin machine, the weave machine, Satan's giant infrastructure of the internet and the suppression, and the algorithms, and then the mainstream media is going to end up making this Trump's fault.
Yes.
In the end, he brought this on himself.
Yeah, right.
It's already happening.
But
okay?
our side's like, come on, just stop.
Well,
know?
as we're going to see, there are some ordinary people that are starting to really wake up. And I think that there is just very much like it was when Ronald Reagan, I think he went up 6 or 8 points,
Oh wow.
in favorability, right after. And one of Trump's problems right now is that he is not seen as,
Sympathetic.
well,
Sympathetic.
his communication style is aggressive.
Yes.
And therefore, much like me, you make assumptions about people and say, well, he can't be a compassionate kind of guy.
Right.
And you would say that, knowing me,
Right.
that's the furthest thing from the truth.
Yep.
And the same things occurred here with Donald Trump, right?
Yep.
So, but I think what we saw in the moment, as we'll see, and this video is absolutely amazing, okay, in the fact that we were watching Megyn Kelly last night, literally gushing over the character that she saw, not only of our president of the United States, but you'll notice that they didn't go screaming like crazy, right? Running away. I don't have this set up yet. Like crazy people, like screaming in all directions with their heads, chickens with their head cut off.
Mm-hmm.
It was like everybody wanted to stand there and make sure that our president was all right. Now, he was missed. He literally, it grazed his ear. It took a chunk out of his ear. and I mean, what? I mean, literally what? A quarter inch, millimeters, like millimeters away from being killed.
Hit him. He got shot in the head.
Yeah, shot in the head. Okay, so let me set this up here so we can see this better.
I've got this guy, this prophet.
Yeah.
I have it on YouTube. That way you can prove that this was 3 months ago. That when this.
Oh, okay. So if you hit play for a second, it'll be in history. You can hit play for a second, then it'll queue up in history, and I can go to it in a minute.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
Okay. So we're not a big news organization here, and we've just been watching the fallout. And there's a whole lot of people that have crews that rush to go put all sorts of clips together. And so at this point, I'm shamelessly going to... Tater, shut up. I'm shamelessly going to use their curation. And I like what some of Ben's analysis. So let's just watch this for a minute as I service my dog.
Well, folks, obviously, this is a special broadcast of the show. We are doing this on Sunday. This is not normally a broadcast day, but yesterday marked one of the darkest incidents in modern American history, one of the darkest moments of my lifetime, when President Donald Trump was the victim of an assassination attempt. And only thanks to the absolute grace of God is Donald Trump still alive. I found about this on Shabbat. It was Shabbat over where I am in Los Angeles. I was here to do Bill Maher's show, and my security came and told me what was happening. Obviously, I was just as shocked and appalled as everyone else. And this is indeed the end result of a temperature in the United States that is absolutely appalling. This is an increase in rhetorical temperature pushed by the radical left, unfortunately, by the media, by the president of the United States, that has raised the temperature radically. Only the shooter is responsible for the shooting. But if you increase the temperature over and over and over again by saying that the former president of the United States, current frontrunner in the presidential race, major party nominee, is in fact Hitler, it is not particularly surprising. It's shocking, but it is not particularly surprising when someone goes and takes that seriously. We'll have more to say about who the shooter was in just one moment.
Now, and I want to bring that up, okay, is that this is the important point that he's making here, is that they have continued to make him, I mean, just a couple of weeks ago, the Atlantic Republic or something like that, I don't remember the name of the liberal rag, but it's not on there yet.
Okay, don't put me on.
Okay, I won't put you on. So upset that I might put on camera too. Okay, so what was I talking about? I don't remember. I lost my train of thought. Jeez.
Moment. First, for those who have not had all the details revealed to them as of yet, here was this. If you increase the temperature over and over and over again.
This magazine literally had a morph of Donald Trump's face with Adolf Hitler. And I've talked about that what we're dealing with is people do not understand that we're dealing with something called utilitarianism. It is the tendency for people to say, okay, I'm going to do what is morally right, what is ethically correct to do, is what is the greatest good for the most amount of people.
Right.
Okay? And when you convince people that Donald J. Trump is literally the devil, that
Hitler.
he's literally Hitler, and that we are pre-1940, like 1941 or something. That people feel morally absolutely compelled. As a matter of fact, if you knew for a fact this was Hitler,
Right.
then you of course you would take him out. If he is an existential threat to our democracy, right?
Right.
Then it would be immoral and unethical of you not to take him out. So that's how it's okay for them to take a life, right? But of course, we know from the Bible, thou shalt not kill.
Right.
Right. And so Republicans, we're always the ones that play by the rules. And so we really got some ethical quandaries going on here. But when we use the term fight is different than when they use the term fight. They use the term fight, we've seen it. We're going to see a montage here in a little bit of lefties that are calling for violence. Just a montage of it. They've been doing it ever since, forever. As a matter of fact, Kamala, Kamala,
Kamala.
was bailing people out from the BLM riots.
Yeah, she was encouraging other people to do that as well.
Right. So you know,
Using social media.
and again, I have been saying this. If you've been following me, and I'm not the only one. It's not like I'm the only original thinker, but I have been saying this ever since my first broadcast over a year and a half ago. I said they are going to try to assassinate Donald Trump. I just knew it because they're, again, back to that particular ethical guide that they have. It only stands to reason. I mean, you just have to apply absolute logic to this. Why in the world would evil stop? Why is there any... Evil's not compassionate.
Right.
Evil doesn't care. Evil wants to win at all cost. Evil wants power at all cost.
That's why you can't negotiate with terrorists.
That's why you can't negotiate with terrorists. Exactly. And so you know, and again, we're dealing with one half of the country and these far lefty lunatics that do not adhere to a constitution. They hate America. They're communists. They want to destroy everything, and then the other side, right? We are at the split. The split became enormous as of yesterday, right? I mean, just tell me how you feel about how the divide is going to be. I mean, the fallout already has been insane.
Oh yeah, there's people writing on X saying, "All right, I'm voting for the felon. You got me. I'm voting for him now."
Yep. So I think this is going to be a huge boost. I think that there's you have soulless, lying, demonic, evil. It's evil. That the most of the Democratic Party is completely filthy, stinking evil, and I believe in many cases are in service, literally, of Satan. And they do that because they believe it actually. Oh, so I was saying, what's the incentive for evil to ever stop? There isn't any, right? Unless evil is stopped. So then, well, okay, how does that happen, right? Well, clearly we're going to see some things. Some of it's supernatural.
I stuck them like cordwood.
Stuck them like cordwood.
Is that a little aggressive?
We will see that there is clearly a miraculous component here, because at just the right time, Donald Trump turns his head towards the shooter while he's talking, and that bullet would have gone through the base of his back of his skull. It would have tore right through there. So anyway, let's just continue for a minute and let's get on with it. Let's check this out. Let me jump forward to here and let's see what actually happened.
From yesterday afternoon, Butler, Pennsylvania.
Take a look at what happened.
You can hear the pops there. He goes down, he reaches for his ear. He realizes what's happening. Secret Service jumps on top of him. You can hear people screaming, obviously.
Now look at this. Is it not amazing that people weren't trying to, like, head in two different directions, running into each other?
No, they were concerned
screaming
about him.
No, they were concerned about the President of the United States. Okay? And what they said on CNN or MSNBC was that there was no place for them to go, so they couldn't go anywhere. Does
No,
it look
that's
like
how
anybody wants to go anywhere?
That's how stampedes happen.
Right. That's how right. But do you see any sign of anyone stampeding? No.
Nope.
No. And you see this guy over here, this dude. This is what a man is. Okay, this is what a man looks like.
Yep.
And it's a head on a swivel. Watch this guy. And this is me when I walk in public anymore these days, because you have to be. They have demonized not only Donald Trump, but they killed and critically injured 2 people and killed 1 in the crowd, right? But this guy, watch him. This guy right here.
And you can hear one final shot there. The crowd obviously crouching, trying to see what's happening. President Trump is on the ground as the Secret Service are on top of him. You can hear President Trump say, "Let me get my shoes."
This is some of the most amazing video footage in history.
The crowd is obviously agitated. They're holding President Trump down to make sure that he's safe. Now they're going to start moving him.
Now, there's so much to analyze here, okay? Guys,
Let me get my shoes.
President Trump gets up, as he does.
Let me get my shoes, sir.
Hold that in your head. It's bloody.
now he wants, now, first
him
of
say,
all,
"Let me get my
let
shoes."
me count on the fact he wants his shoes, okay? Why? Why does he want his shoes? First of all, he's got the mind about him to realize, hey, man, somebody stepped on my shoes came off,
Right.
right? And besides, he's dignified.
Right. He's not going to walk off stage in his
Without
little-
his damned shoes on. Now,
socks.
people made fun of him about that, okay? And I just thought this was amazing. Now, what the amazing part is here when he tells the Secret Service that he doesn't know that the shooter's been taken out yet. He has no idea right now. And he says, wait, because he wants to do something.
Watch out.
The crowd starts cheering because they see that President Trump's alive. He has blood all over his face. He raises his fist and he says, fight, fight, fight. The crowd starts cheering,
Most amazing
and then they start chanting USA.
thing I've ever seen.
He holds up his fist again to show everyone that he's okay. It's an amazing response by him, honestly. Most people would just be rushed off by Secret Service as fast as humanly possible.
That's right.
President Trump taking those extra few moments to assure the crowd that not only is he fine, but that he's not going to be cowed by this, is in fact an amazing personal response. And that can't be taught. I mean, that's an innate fight or flight response.
Yes,
and
it is.
President Trump is an innate.
He's absolutely right. This is what I was telling you. This is character. And now Joe Biden want to keep talking about some character right now? You want to talk about character, right? Before you wanted to talk about, oh, look at the crowd sizes. Yeah, you don't want to talk about crowd sizes with Donald Trump. Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
right.
right now, you don't want to talk about character anymore either.
Yep.
Because his limp response came from the White House. They have stoked this. They have fomented this, right? So let's just jump ahead right now. This right here is going to be
This one. And this is going to be an all-time historic American photo. This is a shot of President Trump raising his fist as he's shouting fight, as you see in that video. And above him, the American flag is flying as Secret Service is crouched around him.
look at that picture.
It's an amazing photo. It truly is.
That photo right there is iconic. Okay, it will go in the history books.
Yep.
And now imagine if this would have happened to Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
Imagine if this would have happened to Joe Biden. Right? Everybody, if this would have happened at a Democrat rally, I guarantee you, every one of those people that's paid to be there would have been running so fast toward the damn door. Because he's dead anyway. Okay? Joe Biden is dead anyway. They're only paid to be there. Okay? This has all been, and this has exposed the character of the President of the United States in such a huge way that shows he's a fighter. And he wanted, and this shows compassion, believe it or not, because this shows the fact that he is here for the people. He wanted his people out there to know he was okay and keep fighting. Right?
Yep. That was so amazing.
Yeah, it does look like Donald Trump holding the flag. It's amazing. Yeah,
It's an incredible shot.
It's an incredible shot. And so, and here's liars are all going to take their part in the lake of fire. And you just have to read the Proverbs, and you have to read many places in the Old Testament wisdom that says, and it's very much like karma. People are going to get their due. The evil doers, right, are going to get theirs. Right. And then there's the whole spiritual component in here, guys. And I mean, God saved Donald Trump's life. Absolutely. And I believe that he is in the charge of angels. And based on his statement after. I think he had he professed to follow Christ before, but you get a bullet through your ear, that's kind of a come to Jesus sort of moment now.
Yeah.
You understand?
Oh, yes.
Now, I'm going to show you a video after this, and you're going to freak out when you watch this,
Yep.
right? Because this is going to give you a spiritual overlay over the top of this thing, which is what I wanted to talk to you about. Because you can go find all these clips yourself. But really what I want to do is give you, the analysis, right, of what's going on. Now, from a biblical worldview. Now here's a guy, and I think he even is wearing a United Auto Worker shirt, right, which is crazy. Oh. But this guy's an emergency room doctor, and he had to deal with, part of the stuff on him is the blood of the guy that got shot in the head. And he says there's brain matter, and that's probably some of it on his shirt too, and it's pretty nasty. So let's listen to it.
I heard the shots. I thought it was firecrackers to begin with. Somebody over there was screaming, he's been shot, he's been shot. So I made my way over. I said, I'm an emergency department physician. Let me help you. The guy had spun around and was jammed between the benches. He had a headshot here. There's lots of blood, and he had brain matter there. And so I got him. There's a helicopter coming in to get him. I got people there really helpful. I got
Was
him
there only
up
one
on the
person
bench.
shot that you saw?
Then I did CPR, did chest compressions as well as I breathed for him.
Yeah, so the guy didn't make it. Right, the guy didn't make it. So let me see what else we got going on here.
He was an ex-fighter. An ex-fireman, fire chief, and he was protecting his daughter and wife when he got shot.
Now, let me show you something about diversity. I don't know if you can see it in this clip, hopefully. Because the question is, how did this happen and why did it happen? And there's the conspiracy angle, right? Why did they leave something within 150 yards of, with a straight shot line to the president? How did they let that not have a cop sitting up on top that roof? Okay, it's just like, I don't understand that. And so it's either like, well, it was deliberately left soft, and they MK Ultra'd this kid. And, they have the ability to beam sounds that only you can hear and nobody else around you can hear them. It's a technology with interfering sound waves.
Makes you think you're crazy.
Makes you think you're crazy. So imagine if you slipped somebody drugs that they didn't know.
Right.
And then, and then you started talking in their head. It's not crazy. It's just not. It's not. I wouldn't put anything past our government. Right. But it looks possible to me that this has a whole hell of a lot to do with the lack of meritocracy and about diversity, equity, and inclusion. And the lady, I don't have time for this to go all day, but the director of the Secret Service is a woman, and she's made it her point to, especially women, include more women and diversity and equity in the Secret Service.
Here's some of the footage.
Look at these. Look at these women standing in the way.
She's trying to figure out what to do. She reaches in. She's trying to reholster her weapon. She can't find the holster. She's not sure. Like,
look at them. Put your glasses on. Adjust your jacket.
This, of course, is raising some fairly serious questions about what in the hell is Secret Service staffing? How in the hell are they staffing this thing?
Right? I mean, you saw that, right? It's like a SNL skit. They're too small. They can't cover a big man.
No, they're like...
They can't drag somebody off because they don't physically have the the weight and mass and all this, okay? And they're just dancing around, adjusting their sunglasses, protecting a bulletproof car. They don't know what to do with themselves. They have no idea what to do with themselves. Okay? And this is who's taking care of our president. Not to mention boys and girls. And they've lied about it. No, the FBI did not. Guess what? There were 3 or 4 separate requests to increase the budget and security around the Trump campaign
In the last few weeks.
And they were all denied. Denied. And the ones that are there are these incompetent women. Well, I mean, not all of them, but and we've watched analysis that said it was way too damn long that he was up there. They broke Reagan's ribs in the process of shoving him in that car. They handled him so harshly. Okay? That, yeah, it's fine. He's a commander-in-chief. He wants his shoes. He wants to do a fist pump. And it's all great that he did because it's the greatest political moment in history that we witnessed. But they should have whisked him the hell off there. He was out there way too long and exposed. Way too long.
Yeah.
Way too long. No good. So, but yeah, it's seriously, okay, they got to really look into this. There has to be a serious investigation, right? Yes, a man would stand in front of any woman to protect her life. That's another problem, JBC. You're absolutely right, which is why women shouldn't be in combat positions in the military, nor, in my opinion, bunking anywhere near men. Okay, you don't need no sexual hanky-panky. And,
Why are there female prison guards and male?
Oh, that's a whole nother one.
jails?
They don't possibly have the even hope or prayer.
No, actually, you have more risk of the guy getting shot by a
Well,
woman.
and they could be getting and then being taken hostages and all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
right? So, yeah, so this is insanity, right? This no, she couldn't hold her frickin' gun. Absolutely.
Here's some of the footage. Here she is. She's trying to figure out what to do. She reaches in. She's trying to reholster her weapon. She can't find the holster. She's not sure. This, of course, is raising some fairly serious
Not
questions
Charlie's
about what
Angels.
in the hell is
not
Secret
Charlie's
Service
Angels.
staffing. How?
Yeah, do you see the defiant crowd? That's amazing too. Okay, they are flipping off the media. I think the establishment, the you know what I'm saying?
Where?
This guy right here,
Oh,
they're
I
blurted out. You can see it.
What in the
him.
hell
Flying
is
the bird.
Secret Service staffing? How in the hell are they staffing this thing?
That smelly Walmart guy with the gap in his teeth, right? That guy right there. Yeah, because he represents every one of us. Every single one of us. So this whole thing, yeah, the whole security question is a real issue. Now what do we got here? Let me see. Okay, this is Trump's statement. And it must have been this morning's statement.
He made two, yeah. One last night and
this
one
is
this
the
morning.
last night's statement. But the one this morning was his. Right, here you go. Donald J. Trump. He says, "Thank you to everyone for your thoughts and prayers yesterday, as it was God alone who prevented the unthinkable from happening. We will fear not, but instead remain resilient in our faith and defiant in the face of wickedness." Now listen to this language, okay? This is a spiritual battle. This is a war. This is a fifth generational war. It's perhaps maybe even sixth generational, whatever that is. It's got this spiritual component in it, right? And so I get very, very excited to see him talk like this, because I think that what happened, and you're going to, like I said, you're going to want to see what I'm going to show you right after this. He says, "Our love goes out to the other victims and their families. We pray for the recovery of those who were wounded and hold in our hearts the memory of the citizen who was so horribly killed. In this moment, it's more important than ever that we stand united and show our true character as Americans, remaining strong and determined and not allowing evil to win. I truly love our country and love you all and look forward to speaking to our great nation this week from Wisconsin." Donald J. Trump. Okay? So this gives me a whole lot of hope, because what is going to, we're just not going to be able to vote our way out of this, guys. This is a spiritual battle, and all of our elected officials that are going to get in there are going to have to, if they're not dealing with these things with spiritual discernment, we're not going to be able to do the right things from a government standpoint to eradicate the forces of darkness that are currently, I mean, they're going to have to eliminate entire departments, I think.
Yep.
They're just going to have to wipe out entire departments. And, you know, this is going to, I don't know what this is going to look like. It's going to look, ooh, you know. So, all right, let's look at this ridiculous, lame statement from our potato-in-chief here. This guy, we have to do it.
We don't know. And then he suggests we have to unify.
There's no place in America for this kind of violence. It's sick. It's sick. It's one of the reasons why we have to unite this country. We cannot allow for this to be happening. We cannot be like this. We cannot condone this.
Mr. President, do you think this was an assassination attempt?
I don't know enough to. I have an opinion, but I don't have any facts. So I want to make sure we have all the facts before I make
okay,
some
what's your
any more
opinion then,
comments. Thank you.
chumphead? And then he walks off. He just wanders off like that old demented stiff walk he has. Okay? So, I mean, what'd you think of that? Like, we all knew within 2 seconds what happened. We all knew within 2 seconds what happened. You can hear the gunshots. Okay? The only question was he actually shot in the ear, or did it go through a teleprompter? Because we had a report last night, maybe the teleprompter glass shattered and was what cut him, right? But no. What happened was he turned his head just at the right time to talk over to that side of the crowd, and the shooter was off in that direction, and that bullet, and we've got a picture, I think, somewhere. Like, literally, we have a photo of the bullet flying through the air, whizzing past his head. Like, a microsecond after it took a chunk of his ear out, right? Crazy stuff. Okay, and you all remember this, right? I mean, okay, you all remember this speech. And this is the same guy who we need to make healing and togetherness and unite the country, unite the clans, right? Unite the clans. He was supposed to be the one.
Right.
Who was that guy? That guy, good old Scranton Joe, who the hell doesn't love Scranton Joe? Sit down at the frickin' kitchen table and talk about politics with Scranton Joe. He's going to unite everybody. Everybody's just going to rally around him. Well, you remember this.
2022.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic. History tells us that blind loyalty to a single leader and a willingness to engage in political violence is fatal to democracy. For a long time,
Now, this is coming from the same political party. He's vice president, bailed people out of jail from the 2020 riots. This is 2022, guys. Okay? This guy, it's again, classic projection.
we've told ourselves that American democracy is guaranteed, but it's not. We have to defend it, protect it.
With what? Troops? With troops? With the military? Yeah. Yep. This is the same guy that said, what do you think, you're going to fight against the government? You need an F-16 to fight against the government.
Dummies.
Dummies? You can't fight against the government without an F-16. Right? So, yeah, there's Mr. Unity Joe, right? So, should we move on to this prophetic guy now?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
under YouTube.
All right, so let's go to history.
And you're going to have to go fast forward it to wherever. Yeah, here we go.
Is it down there? Oh, is it at the top?
No, go
Where's
back.
it at?
Go back up.
This guy?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Now
And-
you gotta check this out. This is gonna freak you out. This is a date stamp on this, and do you want me to back up just to listen to the guy part?
Yep.
Right here.
Started about 6 or 7 minutes. They're going to start talking about the things that the solar eclipses that happened in
Right.
Nineveh. Okay, then they could talk about some prophecy. This was, you can see it's date stamped 3 months ago, March 14th.
Right. So
was
let's.
when this prophecy.
Capital Austin. There is a Jonah, Texas, that is near the capital Austin. So you have a Jonah, and the indictments came down a couple months before
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. He said, "For my son's return is imminent." And he told me this. He said, when this happened, when this time of Passover happened, there would be such a great.
You know where the mark is?
And he told me about weather.
Where
and
the mark
told me,
is.
He said there'll be great
like within a minute or so.
temperature rising in Chicago, through New York, and some of the other areas up east. And he said there'll be record-breaking temperatures during this time frame. And he warned me about storms, long-track tornadoes, and for the body of Christ to take their authority over these storms, because they would be these tornadoes. They'll be the largest tornadoes we've ever seen in history, potentially, being long-track tornadoes. And then he said microburst. He was talking about 150 mile an hour, 150 mile per hour, praying over that. For Rosh Hashanah, going into, as I saw you, Pastor Steve, what you realize, and that you were called more into the political, be a season of great promotion. Looking at necessarily an old guy, it was like a mantle of telling people in these old churches. The Lord told me, all Oklahoma, and there was embers of people, and they were all tornado. This bullet flew by his ear.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is.
All throughout, and I saw Trump rising up. It just forth a new patriotism upon these. All on these. They had torches all throughout Oklahoma, and they were raising up these torches
that looked like
fire, and they were bringing forth a new patriotism upon the nation. And it was coming. It was being birthed, and it just kept spreading like fire all throughout America, all throughout. And I saw Trump rising up, and then I saw an attempt on his life. This bullet flew by his ear, and it came so close to his head that it busted his eardrum. And I saw.
Dude, this is now, guys. This is 3 months ago.
Right.
3 months ago. Look right here. 3 months ago.
And what does the Bible say at the end times?
People are going to have dreams, and have visions. Okay. And so, I mean, go look it up yourselves. I can't remember as the young men or the old men or whatever. Okay. but people are going to have visions. Okay. Now listen, I mean, this is exactly what happened.
Yep.
Except I don't know if I messed up his hearing, but.
And it came so close to his head that it busted his eardrum.
He's got the correct ear.
And I saw he fell to his knees during this time frame, and he started worshiping the Lord. He got radically born again during this time frame. I'm talking, people say he's saved now, but he becomes really on fire for Jesus, for what I saw coming. And then I saw people interceding when I saw him winning the presidency. Through great, the Lord showed me it would go clear into the summer. Great persecution would come on him through the judges and through the law and all these people trying to sue him and all this stuff. But there would be a stop to it, and there things would start to break free come toward the fall. And then I saw him winning the election through the Patriots coming out and voting, and then there will be a great economy crash. Yeah. I saw they had a great economy plan.
I'm not thrilled about this one.
Worse than the Great Depression. And the Lord warned me about this. It would be a great dark time. But I saw paddles coming upon America's soil like a shocking of the soil. And I saw Donald Trump praying in the office of the Oval Office, and he was weeping before the Lord with his hands on his head like this, but he was weeping. And there was ministers and people, I don't know if they were senators or Congress people or whatever. I just saw them pacing and back and forth inside of the White House. What is the White House? But it's the Oval Office. Yeah. And they were interceding all inside there, and I could feel the presence of the Lord so strong on this. And then I could see that darkness that was the heaviness upon America with the financial crisis of what I saw coming. It started to lift above the trees, and I saw the blue and the things coming back out, and the green times and the good times coming back again. But the Lord said it would be forth a time of a season of a shaking, and it would be a shaking to awaken. And in this, this would basically that he was not done with America. There would be a great revival come, and it's not all doom and gloom. That's what he said.
So that's a very interesting. What do you guys think of that?
What do you think about? Remember when we saw Candace Owens on Russell Brand's show and they were praying together?
Oh, yeah.
Would you ever think that would happen?
Oh, yeah. Well, there's a winnowing going on clearly.
Yep.
Okay, there's a separation and a divide going on clearly. We can see it. But this guy, in a minute, Denise, we're going to talk about, we're going to show a montage of all the Democrat calls for violence. And yeah, Joe Biden said that it's time we need to put a bullseye on Donald Trump. Right? Now you can say, oh, well, that's just metaphorical. He meant the media needs to put a bullseye on him and start looking at Trump as if they haven't been up Trump's rear end with a microscope for 7 years, 8 years. It's absolutely ridiculous. But this guy seemed to correctly foresee the assassination attempt upon Donald Trump. You can't call this any other way. Now, I don't know his record on anything else. But I've always been, because so many times prophecy is misused. Okay, it's misused by charlatans and fakiers, and it turns out they're never right. Mm-hmm. But yet they go on and they're still around, like Hagee. I think Hagee he
keeps predicting.
He just keeps predicting, and it doesn't come true, and then he just moves on, right? And he does it all over again. And the Bible tells us that if that happens, then we should pay no attention to that man, that prophet. Pretty much you got to be right, like, on everything.
So someone's pointing out, Jack Posobiec, that the bullets were fired at 6:11 p.m. Ephesians 6:11 is the armor of God.
The whole armor of God. Well, let's move on, because I got some more interesting stuff for you in the feed here. Let me go down pretty far. My God, we've got interviews. We've got
Everyone
so
has an
much
opinion.
stuff. Everybody's got an opinion. The internet is completely on fire, guys.
His nephew was shot. Ronnie Jackson's nephew was there and got shot.
Oh, really? So
Yeah,
he's one of the guys who was critically injured.
Mm-hmm.
And what's amazing here is that Trump's family was not there.
Right.
Okay?
We just saw the other night where Barron was there, and he introduced Barron. Barron stood
Right.
up.
Yep. So, we were a quarter of an inch away from losing our president. And I believe absolutely that it was the Lord had his hand on our president. Oh, there's the guy. Look at that.
Oh, there he is.
It was all queued up in the right place, too, and I wouldn't have had to do all that annoying jumping
no.
around.
The reason I did that was because on YouTube it's date stamped.
Oh, okay.
Here it just shows when they posted it.
Right.
So I wanted to get the source.
Right. So,
like a news organization would do.
a news organization would do, to show that it's verified 3 months old. Okay. We'll give you that.
Okay.
This is an angle I've not seen, so let's take a look at this.
Happened to our country. Probably 20 million people.
He's moving those
that's
people.
a little bit old. That
Yes.
chart.
Yeah.
Why?
Do you see that?
Why?
Do you see that? Do you see that they moved people away from behind the podium for some reason? We don't know why.
And how long before the shooting happens? Just a few seconds, I think.
If you
Just a few
want to really
seconds.
see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Now, you see that? That's awfully peculiar.
Oh my God. Oh man.
Happened to our country.
Very suspicious behavior. Very strange.
And
Almost
that's
like-
a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple
Almost
months
like a guy's
old.
wearing an
If you,
earpiece and
wanna
got some
really see
instruction.
something
you
that's
know?
said, take a look at what happened.
Now, we don't know a lot of things, and so I would caution at this point in time to everyone, right, that the only way to process this is to continue to demand for the facts. And as we speak, James Comer has already called for meetings, investigations, right?
James Comer. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, into what's going on.
Meetings,
right, to
hearings.
see what the hell happened with the CIA. Now,
Secret
this
Service.
is here's the tweet right here. We're done talking about the debate. It's time to put Trump in a bullseye, Joe Biden, right? He deleted this post, right? And you know, again, this is a tactic of the left to constantly call for violence on their end, but you can't even whisper on our side. You can't use the words fight or
Right like hell. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's a double standard. It clearly has been. At this point, I think it can't get much clearer. Now, there's some weird stuff going on right here, and I don't know what it means, but I'll show it to you. This is a counter sniper. The way this works is there's supposed to be a guy up there checking for people on, I don't know, opposing high ground, right, that might shoot. And we don't know exactly who shot the guy after he got the shots off.
So they don't stay in that position the whole time. They see something and then they're looking. Is that what's going on here?
Well, he's constantly looking for threats all over. And he's supposed, if he sees something, he's supposed to take it out before. Mm-hmm. And the job of the Secret Service is to prevent, not to get him in the car after he's been shot. It's to prevent something like this from ever happening. Well, that scared the crap out of me. Okay, so just watch this and see what you make out of it.
And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened. And you know, that's a little bit old, that
It's
chart.
very
That chart's a couple of
strange
months old.
that this guy up top seems to look up. See, he looks up and then back down and lines his gun up. Now, the other thing that confuses the hell out of me, if Trump speaks for 2 hours in the blistering heat, this guy is dressed in black on his knees.
Yeah.
I would never shoot from this position. I would be in a prone position, and I wouldn't be wearing black on a white frickin' roof. I would be wearing what?
White.
All white to blend in to what you're looking at. These people stand out like a sore thumb, right? But what is he doing right here? And somebody's going to have to analyze this better than me. That's got, you know, some stuff, but the sounds, and it's like, if that guy does shoot him, do we catch? I don't even think we catch the shot. He must have lined that shot up after this video and taken it, because there's no way that he shot that guy with the gun aiming in the downward way that it's aimed right there. And the shots have been mostly fired by this time, I believe. Right? See, because the shots ring out right here as he reaches for his ear. See him reaching for his ear? So that's where it happens, right here at the 8-second mark. Right, so there's no way, and there's more shots after that. This guy seems to take cover. He's the spotter. I don't know if you noticed that guy back there. There's a second guy. But he crawls down. Look at him. He's trying to blend into the tin. Right? So there's something very, very wrong. Funny, weird. It doesn't. What's happening here doesn't make sense. There's not enough. Now, again, it could be diversity, equity, and inclusion. We don't know. We have to have a full report of the history of the people in the Secret Service, what their records are, how long they've been on, what training they've received, and then look into this whole situation that they refused to provide the resources for Donald Trump after 3 separate occasions to increase. You know, it's fishy. And again, logically speaking, when I said what I said about evil, okay, biblically speaking, evil will only be stopped if God comes against it. and their spiritual. Otherwise, nothing is. And this is going to be physically through people doing things, doing the right things, in order to we got one shot at this. We got one hope, because right now, I'm telling you right now, we are living in a communist country. I don't care that they don't have labels of communist. That's what they are. They are far left Marxist lunatics. They're leftists. They are the antithesis of the Constitution of the United States of America. They hate those American flags. They hate Americanism. They hate American exceptionalism. And they are bent and twisted like it's you can only make sense of it in understanding that ultimately they just serve evil and power lust and whatever. And we talked about this on the Boiler Room. Look at all these evil people. Look at Nancy Pelosi. Look at Mitch McConnell. Look at Dianne Feinstein. Look at George Soros.
Right.
Look at them all. They're all
Chuck Schumer.
Melting. Yeah. Chuck Schumer. They're all these twisted caricatures. Even Joe Biden, you know, that wicked grin, weird ass, soulless grin that he has, that he does like he's taking a picture. These people, I think they're suffering literally the physical degradation from having so much evil coursing through your body and lying on a daily basis. I don't think it's good for you. I just don't. So anyway, this is video, I guess, of the moment that they opened up. This is people screaming, "Man's got a gun." Now, law enforcement was warned. Apparently, there are people that saw this guy. They were screaming at the cops. They were screaming at the Secret Service.
And it sounds like a girl saying, "Crooks, get over here. What are you doing?"
Yeah, Crooks. Well, she knows the kid. It's a 20-year-old kid.
Right.
What is his name again? Steven something Crooks, William something. I don't know. Crooks is his name, which is really a bizarre name.
Yeah.
I knew a Robert Crook. He stole my car. Yeah. Not kidding. And I was so stupid. Anyway, that's a whole other subject.
He's going down! Stay under here.
Wow. So, okay. Let me see. Again. Wow. Oh, Paul Ryan. Even. Ryan Cohen. Oh, I thought he was going to talk about Paul Ryan. Ryan is endorsing Trump. There are a number of people, prominent people.
Oh, Ryan Cohen.
Yeah. Now, Jake Paul says if it isn't apparent enough who God wants to win, when you try and kill God's angels and saviors of the world, it just makes them bigger. Good beats evil every time. Trump 2024. And so I want to leave you all that this is extremely encouraging. It's going to be a rough road. It's going to be hard. And much like that song we played the other day, you know, God, we need you now, right? But it's time to pay your dues for everyone, right? So let me see. What else do we have going on here? Okay, more witness testimony. Now here's this guy. These, I mean,
you know,
you can't.
His wife is like, "Honey, you couldn't have taken the hat off."
Right? I love it. I love it. Hey, I love it. These are Trumpies. These are my peeps.
And listen to the rally. Right? We couldn't see them, but we could hear them.
Now this is gold.
So we walked up, and probably 5 to 7 minutes of Trump speaking. I'm estimating here. I have no idea. You know, but we noticed the guy crawling, bear crawling up the roof of the building.
Now, this guy who climbed up on the roof was outside the secured perimeter. Okay, that's important. Why wasn't this particular building included in the security perimeter? But it wasn't.
Beside us, 50 feet away from us. So we're standing there,
Yeah, and this guy apparently couldn't see Trump from the ground. but he could hear him.
Right.
Which was, good enough. That's when he noticed the guy.
We're pointing at the guy crawling up the roof.
And he had a gun, right?
He had a rifle.
A rifle.
We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police were like, huh, what? Like they didn't know what was going on. We're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here. We see him. He's crawling. And next thing you know, I'm thinking to myself, why is Trump still speaking? Why have they not pulled him off the stage? I'm standing there pointing at him for, 2-3 minutes. Secret Service is looking at us from the top of the barn. I'm pointing at that roof, just standing there like this. And next thing you know, 5 shots ring out.
So you're certain that the shots came from that guy on the roof?
100%. 100%.
And he was up there for a couple of minutes.
He was up there.
You saw him up there for a couple of minutes.
Absolutely. At least 3 to 4 minutes.
And you were telling.
So what is this all about?
We were telling the police. We were pointing at him for the Secret Service, who were looking at us from the top of the barn. They were looking at us the whole time when we were standing by that tree.
You're drinking a beer, too.
Binoculars.
Could they see him?
Never put his
Probably
beer down.
not, because the roof, the way the slope went, he was behind where they could see. But why is there not Secret Service on all of these roofs here? This is not a big place.
Did you see, obviously everyone, when the shooting started, everyone was very panicked. Did you see what happened to him at all?
Oh, yeah, they blew his head off.
Okay, sorry.
Secret Service blew his head off.
Okay, just be careful because we don't quite know who's watching, but you're pretty sure they shot the guy.
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
Yep.
You saw that happen?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And did you see them go up to him afterwards, or?
They crawled up on the roof. They had their guns pointed at him, make sure he was dead. He was dead, and that was it. It was over.
That's it. That's all she wrote. So the CIA is absolutely corrupt to the core, and they're in bed with all the media agencies. But the Secret Service now, the question is conspiracy or incompetency, right? Is there anything else here that we can say, huh? Right?
Right.
Here's another guy tried to warn the police about the shooter. Now, so that you understand, because we are a semi news reporting agency over here, to help explain to you and understand the way this works is usually the CIA takes the inner core closest to the president, and local law enforcement takes the perimeter. I think we need to start rethinking some of that, eh? And maybe there should be some more damn Secret Service men there. Men. Secret Service men. Not women. Sorry, Denise. That's just the way I feel.
Well, look.
So,
I'm going to give you... Look, shut up. I'm going to give you my opinion. Because I wanted to be a female police officer.
Okay.
And I started working at the police station on a ride-along program, and I was the only girl. And there were no female cops in this town that I was growing up in. And I remember asking them...
So it was a safe place.
Yeah. Yeah, then I moved to Florida and decided I didn't want to be a cop anymore.
So, go on. So, yeah. So what's your take on this as far as women in law enforcement?
My take on this is that it's not really their fault. It's the DEI on the top. They should have to do the same physical requirements as any man. And if they can do that and they're 250 pounds, then they can do it.
Right.
Okay.
Well, and I don't
if they're
think
5'2" and 100 pounds and they can't lift with it what a regular man's
and
supposed to lift.
I don't think a man that's 5'4" and 120 pounds soaking wet or 125 pounds is okay either.
Right.
Even if he's like Hector De La Hoya or whatever the hell these little guys are that are flyweights or whatever. Because they don't have the physical, they need the body mass to take a bullet.
Right.
Okay, one of those girls.
What I saw, was the
bullet wouldn't even slow down. It just whizzes right through them. It's worthless.
Yeah.
And then they die too. Besides, it's not natural to put women in harm's way.
I know, but again, from the woman's perspective, I think that they did an admirable job in not being in a job that they're not qualified to do.
Look, if you want to have women in the Secret Service, I got no problem. Train as a sniper. You can do that. You can handle a gun.
Or
okay?
be
If you can be on the range and be better than any other man, then you deserve to be a sniper on the Secret Service. But just because you're a woman, we need to just to make sure everybody feels fucking included when it's I'm sorry.
Oh. We need a jar. We need a tip jar. Not a tip jar.
It's a tip jar. Okay, every time I swear, you guys hit that tip button and send me something, okay? I love that arrangement. That works good. All right.
Oh, you're funny.
Okay, so let's move on. DEI must die. Denise. Hey, Jeff. Listen, this whole thing, and we'll see. The left fomented this. And what has happened is the wages of sin is death. Okay? And what you're going to see is with all this sin that the Democrat Party, the leftist, whatever you want to call the blob, right? The blob that is against Donald Trump. Okay, that evil crap. It's going to die because it's all it is sin. And the wages of sin is death. And you can see Donald Trump won't go down. He won't die. He's like, the left has to be losing their minds. He's like a whack-a-mole. Okay?
Right.
They just keep hitting him with everything they have, and he just keeps popping back up. And it's driving them absolutely to the brink of madness, which causes them to become reckless. And then look what happens. They pull this shenanigans, and then God sends an angel and says, no, I don't think my man is going to die today because I have my hand on him. He's just going to get a little nick in the ear. He's going to love me more because I saved his ass. Okay? And it's going to blow up in your face, just like a Wile E. Coyote package, which was intended to blow up the Roadrunner.
Meep, meep.
Meep, meep. Yep, there you go. That was good.
Thank you.
So,
I worked
but
on
that
that.
is that indeed not what on a grandest scale you could possibly imagine happened yesterday? Could it have gone any better, politically speaking, for Donald Trump? Look at the image of that. I mean, it is a campaign poster right there. Don't put nothing on it. Just put that picture out with him, blood, two streaks of blood going down his. And let me tell you something, it wouldn't have been the same without the blood.
That's right.
If he would have just been a near miss, it wouldn't have been the same
injured,
thing.
but barely.
Right.
And so he got the
Right.
He gets the benefit of being
and it's
a martyr.
perfect, just like with like with Joe Biden. He made it in his last speech, but barely, right? But just good enough that they can't get rid of him. Okay, so this is this stuff is just off the chain, right? Let me see what's going on. Yeah. Steve Bannon said there would be an assassination attempt. This is that them showing the guy on the roof screaming gun?
Yeah, I
don't
think
want to
so.
see that. All right. Again, Elon Musk. All right, now let's listen to this guy for a minute because there's one of the significant things I think came out of this assassination attempt, and I think that this guy is probably going to be relatively symbolic of a large swath of the country, at least anybody that was undecided.
So an assassination attempt was just made on President Donald Trump, and I don't think it was successful. I think he got grazed in the ear. I'm not going to fearmonger you guys and do the whole conservative, oh my gosh, Trump's shot. I think he's fine. To the knowledge that I was able to find through a few minutes of research, because it just happened a few minutes ago, he's fine. But here's what I want to say, and I've been wanting to say this for a while. I am so tired of these diluted American brains that are listening to this theater script play out on television, telling them that reality is one thing, and they're not smart enough to step out their door and realize reality is completely different. We have the news telling us white supremacy is one of the biggest threats to our country. We have people telling us that the conservatives are the same as the neo you-know-whats. They have people saying that ultra MAGA is violent. They have people saying that Trump's trying to overthrow democracy. They have people saying that all of the violence and the civil unrest and the inflation and everything is conservative Trump fault. And I'm tired of it. If you aren't smart enough to step outside your door and look around and be like, all right, hold up. This theater that I'm watching inside isn't matching what's going on outside. Learn to do your own research. I am tired of you guys just running around, I'm a proud American, and then opening your mouth to be spoon-fed information so you can palate it. Because if you ever had to draw your own conclusion or connect your own dots, you would be completely lost and probably dye your hair purple. There is one president in this race that had an assassination attempt taken against him.
Oh, is
As
he?
a matter of fact, if you think back to the last president that had an assassination attempt taken on him that has gotten this close, you're going to go back a ways.
Hang on.
And if you actually look at the presidents that...
All right, let me find it.
Why is he speaking again?
Hang on, I'll find it.
Click on the live.
Yes. Here's what we're going to do. First, Mr. Trump is a former president and now.
Oh, wow. What?
Rather top cabinet by top.
This is the first time he's met with his cabinet since October.
Yeah, this is the first time he's met with the cabinet since October. All right, let's watch.
Roosevelt Room accompanied
Thanks for
by
that
top
tip.
campaign, rather top cabinet officials, including the vice president. Let's listen.
Last night, I spoke with Donald Trump. I'm sincerely grateful that he's doing well and recovering.
Sure you
and we
are.
had a short but good conversation. Jill and I are keeping him and his family in our prayers. We also
You don't pray.
extend our deepest condolences to the family of the victim who was killed. He was a father. He was protecting his family from the bullets that were being fired, and he lost his life. God love him. We're also praying for the full recovery of those who were injured, and we're grateful to the Secret Service agents and other law enforcement agencies and individuals who risked their lives literally for our nation. As I said last night, there is no place in America for this kind of violence or any violence for that matter. An assassination attempt is contrary to everything we stand for as a nation, everything. It's not who we are as a nation. It's not America.
Right.
We cannot allow this to happen. Unity is the most elusive goal of all.
It happened on your
but
watch.
nothing is important than that right now, unity. We'll debate and we'll disagree. That's not going to change. But we're going to not lose sight, in fact, who we are as Americans. Look, Vice President Harris and I were just briefed in the Situation Room by my Homeland Security team, including the Director of the FBI, the Secretary of Homeland Security, the Attorney General, the Director of the Secret Service, my Homeland Security Advisor, the National Security Advisor, and we're going to continue to be briefed. The FBI is leading this investigation, which is still in its early stages. We don't yet have any information about the motive of the shooter. We know who he is. I urge everyone, please, don't make assumptions about his motives or his affiliations. Let the FBI do their job and their partner agencies do their job. I'm instructed that this investigation be thorough and swift, and the investigators will have every resource they need to get this done. Look, as this investigation continues, here's what we're going to do. First, Mr. Trump, as a former president and nominee of the Republican Party, already receives a heightened level of security. And I've been consistent in my direction to the Secret Service to provide him with every resource, capability, and protective measure necessary to ensure his continued safety. Second, I've directed the head of the Secret Service to review all security measures for the Republican National Convention, which is scheduled to start tomorrow.
Oh, God.
And third, I've directed an independent review of the national security at yesterday's rally to assess exactly what happened.
Monday.
And we'll share the results of that independent review with the American people as well. And finally, I'll be speaking more about this tonight at greater length from the Oval Office. We must unite as one nation. We must unite as one nation.
What does that mean? Vote
to
for you?
demonstrate who we are.
He's going to give another speech
And so
tonight
may God
about
bless
this?
you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, when you spoke to President Trump yesterday, what did you
Turn around.
tell me, sir?
Do it.
Mr. President, shifting our campaign strategy, Mr. President, do you
Okay, we're watching there as President Biden really delivering very brief remarks there inside of 4 minutes by my count here, maybe 3 minutes. Just kind of updating us on the investigation as it moves forward there in the...
Wow. What'd y'all think of that? Wasn't that special? Wow. let's go back to this.
Were assassinated, and you look at what they were doing to the government money, you would realize the reason they're getting taken out isn't because some random Joe Schmo downtown doesn't want that president. It's because the system feels threatened. It's not some random person that's living out in the country is like, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to take out Donald Trump. No, this is a systematic approach, right? Their first approach was, hey, we're going to make sure that Joe Biden gets elected and we're going to make sure he gets the votes. He got the votes. Boom. This time around, they were going to do the same thing. They were going to put Joe out there. He was going to get a landslide of votes. Joe was going to win again. But here's the thing. They decided instead of trying to do anything risky, let's just put our opponent in prison. Let's do it the legal way. Let's send him through the judicial system, get him locked up so he can't run for president. And that failed. And as a matter of fact, it garnished more support for Donald Trump. So they were like, oh crap, Joe Biden, you got to get out there and debate. You got to make sure we can sell how many votes you're going to get and people are going to believe it. But guess what? Joe went up there and fumbled the ball. It's not a coincidence that this assassination attempt happened right after Joe Biden completely fumbled the bag on the debate stage. And all of a sudden, even his own supporters are calling for him to step down. And now the system that you supposedly hate but somehow still vote liberal, that system is panicking. And the only other option they have, since they already exhausted the fake vote, they've already exhausted the legal proceedings, and now their only option is left with desperate, take him out. If you guys can't actually see this playing out, then I don't know what you're on, but I'm so sick and tired of the mentality that Americans have being like, well, no, start paying attention. Start paying attention. The presidents that get taken out are the presidents that threaten the system. The same system that you complain incarcerates black people. The same system that won't give you health care. The same system that's doing everything that you've complained about for decades, yet somehow you keep voting for Joe Biden 1994 crime bill, Kamala Harris imprisoning black people on minor marijuana charges just to put people on our prison workforce. If you don't wake up and smell the freaking flowers, I don't know what you're going to do for the rest of your life. Stop thinking like they're telling you how to think and start thinking for yourself. When you go vote, there's one guy that's taking out the system that hates you, and there's another guy that's making that system stronger. You make that choice.
Wow. So
pretty heavy.
Yeah. Now, last week when we were talking about the book of Matthew, we were talking about the Sadducees, the Pharisees, and the scribes. And the Pharisees were the ones that were the more religious. It was all about their righteousness, how much good they did for the people, that sort of thing. And I liken the senators to the Pharisees, very much so. And then there's the Sadducees, and they felt a little bit differently. They disagreed on the resurrection and, I think, hell. And they were more the financial elite kind of people. They were rich. This guy spit so much truth. It was amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And a great example of don't judge a book by its cover, right? That too. Smart man. And then the scribes actually were the ones that were like lawyers. They interpreted the Jewish legal and oral law, I think, around stuff, and they were all about recording things and writing all of this stuff down, and so lawyers, right? And if you think about it, I mean, this is much of what you have. And, I think the Pharisees, Hollywood, I think also fits into that same category, because Hollywood's all about telling you how you need to live your life, right? All the while, doing whatever the hell they want to do. I mean, every one of these guys that believes in the Green New Deal flies on a private jet. Every single one of them. All of them. There's more carbon emitted into the atmosphere from one get-together where they all go to a big place and all eat shrimp and beluga caviar and drink champagne and all this crap. Mm-hmm. They all fly there, right, to Davos or what, you know what I'm talking about. Meanwhile, Okay, I can't get beef. Like, I went to go get beef, a little package of beef, sirloin tips or whatever. It was like $25. And I'm like, man, this blows, right? But, we live in the day and age of Zoom. Hello. I can interview anybody on this planet.
That's right.
I can attend a meeting with 30 panels. We have X, right? Everybody's audio, right? You can hear everybody, and people are recognized and they speak. Why can't they do all this climate change shit through Spaces, right? Well, because it's not about that. It's about the justification that they get to fly around the world because they're really important. Much more important than you. And they're so much smarter than you are. And so they, of course, should be able to tell you exactly how you should live. But in order to do that, yes, they got to travel. They've got to make all these sacrifices for us. Right? They're hypocrites. They're blind guides. Otherwise known as they don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. But they sure know they sure know about your asshole. Matter of fact, they like to look up it with a microscope. I mean, look at all the stuff. You turn on your computer and all you got to do is say, gosh, man, I noticed you're having a tough time the other day walking around, and the next thing I'm getting stair lift. That's not an accident. Okay, I mean, they're listening to us all the time. They can hear anything they want. Any phone call you make, any text you send, just assume, and I don't care if it's encrypted or not. Okay? I don't even bother to go on encrypted stuff. All right? Come get me. If you think you're going to take me out of here in a set of zip ties, you got another thing coming. Mm-hmm. That's not going to happen. So come get me. That's just the way I feel about it, especially after last night. And I think that she cringed the last time I said this online. And you didn't cringe so much this time. You know why? You know what happened since then? Yesterday happened since then. Right? Like this to the establishment, okay? Like this to Caesar, okay? You're out of line. You're out of line here. And I think that, if you want to talk about something that is spiritually relevant, is render unto Caesar what is Caesar's and render unto God what is God's. And these SOBs have been trying to render unto government the things that belong to God, like teaching our children proper sexual, moral, and ethical behavior. Right? No. They're going to teach them tolerance and open-mindedness and all the things that they shouldn't be teaching them. Right? Because we farmed it out to the state. And we've sent our children off to Caesar for their education, and we're shocked when they came back Romans. Right? That's exactly what's happened. So yeah, the government has become an authoritarian they're fascists, really what they are. It's so complicated, the difference between fascism, communism, all that. I've read books on it, and it's socialism. Like socialism. It's all one big soup, okay? There are people that use force and intimidation and violence when they cannot achieve their goals politically. And I think it was even Mao that said any political power always comes from the barrel of a gun. Right? And so look, there's a meme for you. John Wilkes Booth, right? Yep, they didn't like what Lincoln was doing, so they killed him. But you know what? They made him a martyr without killing him.
Yep.
Now, I don't know, just to let you know, I don't know. Can you imagine what this morning would have looked like? What the country would have been like had they killed the leading presidential candidate under the circumstances that's going on right now,
prime time television,
buildings would have burned to the ground.
Can you imagine if if they shot him, but then shot into the crowd too? There's so many people there.
Yeah. If well, he did shoot into the crowd.
Yeah.
But I mean, my God, if they would have martyred him, I don't know what would have happened. Okay, but I think buildings would have burned. I think finally our side would have lost its mind and said, "This is enough. You killed our champion. Right. You killed our champion." You know, I get emotional every time I re-roll that footage of him standing up and he goes, "Wait," to the Secret Service, and he sticks that fist up, and he mouths, "Fight, with gritted teeth." Okay, God, Donald Trump has the biggest stones of anybody I know. Okay, my God, what a man, and people saw it. Megyn Kelly, I mean, literally. I was nearly sexually excited in the way she expressed adoration. And I'm not trying to be funny. I am a little. But she was that moved by this 78-year-old man's masculinity in that moment. Yeah. Okay? That man's masculinity. And that is what this country has lost. They've emasculated men. Joe Biden is a cuck. That's all he is. He's a little narcissistic egomaniac. This is a real man right here. But again, let's remind you, and let's listen to Nancy.
Normal election where you want to win. If you don't, you cooperate and do the best you can for the country and hope to win the next time. This is something that is undermining our democracy, and he must be stopped. He cannot be president. I hear mixed. Some people are saying.
So you hear this. This is he cannot. With dog whistle. You can't hear a dog whistle, okay? But yeah, he cannot. Now let's take a look a little bit at since we're talking about lying. We have to look at some headlines. Secret Service rushes Trump off stage after popping noises heard in a Pennsylvania rally. Really?
Pop.
Pop. That was just it. Pop. Like yeah. Bubble wrap? How about Donald Trump escorted off stage by Secret Service during rally after loud noises ring out in crowd? Somebody leave their phone on? Trump removed from the stage by Secret Service after loud noises startles former president. Crowd. Trump escorted away after loud noises at PA rally. Really? What about the bullet that tore through his ear and the guy that got shot for trying to assassinate the president of the United States? I mean, what? Okay. In one CNN one says that he fell down. That Secret Service took him off after he just fell down on stage. No, he hit the deck. Now, up to now, they've been very sneaky and subtle about their change in language, dropping off of adjectives, adverbs, things like that. They just systematically change. But these are wholesale misrepresentations of a giant historic event. That why would you, by the way, why would you publish something like this when you know that it's not going to age well? Right. They're going to be more in news and things released by the police and the Secret Service and investigations and things. How long, how old, or how well do you think this stuff is going to age? It's going to destroy their credibility again. Mm-hmm. This is like shooting yourself proverbially in the foot. Right? Now, we talked about this, but here's a text from a professional sniper. This is Benny Johnson's reporting on this. This guy's a pro, 20-plus years of military service, trained with Secret Service, currently active duties. Listen to this. I have no fucking clue what they're doing. I'm still trying to wrap my head around a building being 150 yards away that was outside the security perimeter and had rooftop access. Okay, I've trained with and competed against the SS snipers, and they are the fastest and most accurate shooters I've ever seen. The fact that they let this happen makes less than 0 sense.
Oh no.
Okay. So they are that good that these guys, right? There's probably, I guess what we're saying is here, there's probably no DEI in the sniper rank.
Probably not.
Probably not. They probably don't have Sniper Shaniqua. Okay? I'm just saying. You know, with the 3-foot wide rear end and the
Oh my God.
colored wig.
Okay. It's Sunday.
You know, like your
Sunday, be nice.
your TSA typical TSA employee.
It's Sunday.
Okay.
Be nice.
I don't want to hear the Lord say. All right, now let's bring the focus back on God again. This flag got tangled today at the Trump rally before Trump came on the stage. It seems to look a lot like an angel, don't you think?
Yeah, who put those colors in there? Wow.
Isn't that amazing? Tell me that is not amazing. And you tell me an angel of the Lord did not save our president. You bet he did. You bet he did. See, this woman, never mind. Yeah, this is an incredible photo. Now, this is Justin Stapley. He says, I never liked this man, and I never will. But this photo swells me with pride. In America, we settle our differences with ballots, not bullets. The image of a presidential candidate, blood on his cheek, defiantly signaling he's still here, should make every red-blooded American weep.
Yep.
Right? And it's amazing. I just can't believe it. It's incredible. Okay, General Mike Flynn saying if it weren't for Elon Musk acquiring Twitter, we would severely censored regarding this assassination attempt against real Donald Trump. Thank you very much. And I agree with him, right? Oh, here you go. CNN. I told you about this one. See, I blew my own whatever, my joke. Secret Service rushes Trump off stage after he falls at rally. He falls.
He didn't fall.
He fall down. Go boom. Why would he fall down? Oh, I don't know. He's old. Just like Joe. He's old. They're both old. I mean, again, why would you do this when tomorrow you're going to have to report that he got shot? You know? So crazy. So again, Elon Musk fully endorsing President Trump. Hopes for his rapid recovery. Now, they also found explosives in the guy's car.
There's a lot of finger pointing going on right now in Washington, D.C., from those who work the street level in uniform to the top levels of the Secret Service, the FBI, the ATF. The FBI and Secret Service are asking tough questions of themselves. As you mentioned, the Wall Street Journal reporting explosives in the suspect's car. Also, that the suspect's gun was purchased legally by his father and taken by the suspect. Police are at the home right now of the suspect, talking to family right now. Authorities going through that home, talking to people who knew 20-year-old Thomas Crooks from Bethel, Pennsylvania.
Now, you watch, they're going to, is this the kid? Holy shit. This is him?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lord.
I have
Now, he's a registered Republican, but the suspicion that we have, he's
only ever donated to
one place, a progressive thing. I got $15. I mean, look at him. You know, he's like, looks like he's been wetting his bed until last week.
He's 20 now. Or he was.
But But, you know, I mean, this would be the kind of little geek that they could MK Ultra. Imagine slipping his kid tabs of acid and then whisper in his head. Then nobody else can hear it.
Right.
And he donated to a Libby cause, and apparently he's donated to some Antifa organization. He's tied somehow to Antifa.
Yeah, one of his social medias described himself as an anti-fascist, Antifa.
Okay. So you know, and this is what Antifa looks like. Okay. So anyway, this little dweebeloid, okay, was either brainwashed by the mainstream media, okay, and or MK Ultra'd. And all right, I'll check it out. I'll take a look at the link. Look at Truth sent us something in a direct message. Take a look at it. Open the link and read it if you can, or take a look at it and see what it is. And so yeah, this kid, they did. I can see that they drove him crazy to go do what he did. Looks like the kid lives in his mom and dad's basement, doesn't he?
Oh yeah.
Looks like a basement dweller.
Yeah.
Right.
I saw a photo of him dead, blood and everything.
Oh, did you?
Very, very graphic.
Oh, okay.
He graduated in 2022. That's him from high school just 2 years ago.
Oh, no.
Word on
Look
a
at this
social
guy.
media presence, but voter records show he was a registered Republican who donated $15 to a liberal progressive organization the day that Joe Biden was inaugurated, January 20th, 2021. He was taken out shortly after the shooting by a sniper with the Secret Service. What is not certain how this suspect with a gun could stand on that roof, take a shot at the former president of the United States, already someone under heavy Secret Service protection. On top of that, witnesses say they saw him on the roof, which was outside the security perimeter. Even all of this, the event was allowed to go forward. Here
Smells
is the
fishy.
local district attorney.
Mm-hmm.
Quite frankly, I'm surprised he was able to get up on that roof and be able to take a shot. I hope the investigation determines how that happened.
And the FBI hoping that people have
good.
some type of cell phone video, something perhaps even showing him getting on the roof or what his movements were in the hours. Perhaps somebody knew what he was doing a day before this shooting happened. They're asking anyone.
He
with
looks
info to
like
call
every other
1-800
person
call
in these lineups
FBI.
of the
We're hoping to hear
Antifa
from
when they get arrested.
the FBI, Secret Service, somebody later today, maybe with a news conference with obviously
Defective.
the many questions we have we want answers to, Bill.
It's a great point, David, too, that you bring in, because everybody had a phone at these rallies. And if you were Donald Trump standing on top of that podium looking out on a sea of people, everybody's got their phone up. And there has been already hundreds of these distributed online, either pictures or photographs, and they could tell investigators a lot.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's so much information out there to be forensically analyzed, right?
Yeah, there's some conspiracy theories going on. The guy behind Trump that didn't sit down, the real skinny guy. You know, there's a big guy, then there's a skinny guy, there was another big guy. Skinny guy with a hat. His name's Vincent Fusca, and it does appear to be him. He, some people in QAnon think that he's Kennedy. So I don't
really?
Yeah, there's just conspiracy theory stuff going.
Yeah. Look, it's a fine line. You got to go down some of these rabbit holes a little bit. I just been burned by Q, okay? They didn't come down out of the black helicopters on the inauguration day and, seriously, rappelling down and arresting the whole crew and sending them to Guantanamo. None of that shit came true. Yeah. So I just, you know what? It's kind of that false prophet thing, right? See, biblical worldview. How do I process that? Mm-hmm. How do I use that? Well, what the Bible says about prophets, right? These guys make a business of prophesying. And I personally, I think that Q is a psyop of the CIA. Because I think it's seeded with truth. That it's got just enough every once in a while something happens to keep people along.
Yeah.
Okay, but I think it's there to make people look like they're crazy. And Marjorie Taylor Greene looked a little crazy with the Q thing, and she's since kind of went, never mind. Never mind. So, but I mean, I believe in conspiracies. Of course there are conspiracies. Evil people conspire all the damn time. It's just we don't catch them because they've installed evil people. They've installed them in every single layer of society. They've installed them in all the judgeships. They've installed them in all the law enforcement agencies. All of the people that will do the will, they're all loyalists. Okay? So I heard somebody, and this is really important, they're not dismantling the military, they're building one. The reason they forced everybody out because of the vaccines was because everybody that didn't take a vaccine was ideologically on one side. Which side is that? Which side is that, guys?
Yeah.
Which side is that? The conservative side. They got rid of a shit ton of people that were not going to take and follow unconstitutional orders as they're required not to do. And so what this guy astutely pointed out is, though, they're not tearing down the military. They're building it. They're building it. They're building police agencies that will do whatever they want done to us. They want loyalists. That is terrifying. That means you live in a police state or damn near on the verge, of a police state. And I would say we are already living in a police state. We have people that are being imprisoned politically. Have been since January 6th. But yet there's no Antifa sitting in jail right now. No, none of them. Right? The double standard is shockingly clear. All right, so what are we looking at here? A really fuzzy picture of I don't know what. I don't know what that is. Okay, all right. So look.
Yeah,
so this is a close-up photo of the guy on the roof?
The first one was a photo that got removed. Yeah. And this guy did this analysis, I guess.
So this guy was also a sniper, not just a spotter.
Right.
Now, he could be performing a spotting function for...
But look how uncomfortable that kneeling thing is.
I just don't get it.
I mean, is he going to sit like that for hours?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I've done this in this position. Very uncomfortable to do.
I know, but it was worth it, wasn't it?
Ooh.
Oh.
It was.
Sorry.
We're in church, man. Not supposed to have any of those moments.
Oh, my goodness.
So, right. So, yeah, Tim Pool said if Trump hadn't just turned his head to the right. Yeah, exactly. So, Melania Trump releases a statement. She's just stunning. She's just beautiful. You can go read that statement if you want to. This is a little word from Kid Rock. Little salty, warning.
Yeah.
You fuck with Trump, you fuck with me.
I think most people can relate to that, right? Yep. And that's the way most people feel. So DC Drano says a crazy gunman fired his AR-15 at Trump and hit him in the ear. A man behind him was killed in a headshot. At least one other person was injured. And what did Trump's crowd do? They didn't run or panic. You got that right. Yep. They saw Trump stand up yelling fight, and they stood up to defiantly chant USA, USA. MAGA is a movement that will define America for generations. These patriots are willing to stand and die for what they believe in. We cannot be stopped. Right?
Love it.
And it's the truth. The Commie News Network said, or MSNBC, I can't remember which, said, well, they didn't run because they didn't have a place to go. Well, that's what happens is that people would be trampling each other, climbing all over each other in fear for their lives, right? But that's not what happened here. And that's because Trump supporters have taken so much crap, and we as Christians have taken so much crap, that at this point, man, these people are diehards. These people are willing. Every one of them probably, is most of them there, are willing to die for this cause, as well as I am, and so is she. If that's what it takes, that's what it comes down to. Because I don't know who said it, but if this doesn't get fixed, and Donald Trump gets, God forbid, they try again, and succeed. Right? Or they throw him in prison or something, right? Or there's a terrorist attack and they martial law, or they cancel the election. Okay, it is going to go sideways in a really, really, really big way. Which is the part where I warn you that if you're not having a relationship with Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, as they say, right? That you understand that your sin is forgiven and that you are trying your best to walk in a Christ-like manner, then you need to do this like now. Because I got a feeling that potentially people are going to die. That this...
Someone did.
Huh?
People are dying.
Yeah, people already are dying. And well, since 2020, I mean, it kind of started with Jay Daniels getting shot down in the streets of Portland. We watched it happen. And now it's escalated to this. And so that image of him with the, fist in the air, defiantly fight is just so rousing. And I mean, at this point, I think it literally absolutely secures his election, because it's not just his base that this is going to play to. You've seen, Cenk Uygur reacted to this, and I don't have the quote in front of me. I'll paraphrase it for you. But he said, I don't particularly like him. I think he's bombastic, this, that, and the other thing, as if Cenk Uygur is not bombastic, right? Chunky yogurt.
Yeah.
But he said, but standing up and shaking your fist defiantly after getting shot was the most badass thing I'd ever seen.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yep.
Chunky yogurt,
He
dude.
said tomorrow he'll go back to hating Trump.
Yeah, tomorrow he's going to go back to hating Trump, and then he's secretly going to vote for Trump. They'll secretly, and I'm telling you, there are people that will secretly vote for Donald Trump.
Yep.
There are. I guarantee you, because they don't want to tell their friends, they don't want to be embarrassed, and they're all going to go, oh yeah, sure, I'm voting for Joe Biden. Pull Trump. Guarantee it's going to happen. Massive numbers. You're going to see defections from the Democratic Party. All right, so let me see. What you keep just bookmarking stuff, eh?
Yep. You keep talking.
What is this?
Oh, this is a joke. It's a joke about Trump getting shot. It's not nice.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah, the left is already... We saw a left meme this morning. Mm-hmm. Or this woman who just lost her mind in a car, liberal, and she's like,
Why'd you miss?
Why'd you miss? How could you miss? You got that close. You got one chance in a million, and you missed? She lost her damn mind, right? Okay, so let's see what our friend Alex has to say about this. Oh, it's 6 minutes and 12 seconds.
Yeah, no.
I don't want to watch that. He says they're going to try and kill him again.
Denise just sent something I bookmarked. So if you hit refresh and go to the top, it's it comes from Reddit, I think, Reddit feed, which I'm not real familiar with Reddit, but
this
could be sketchy, but it could be something.
This?
Yep.
Okay. If this is a true post from the Secret Service sniper,
okay,
that took out the shooter at the Trump rally yesterday, we sure as hell need an independent investigation, not by the Secret Service nor the FBI. Jonathan Wills is claiming are damning for the ones in charge yesterday. Okay, what does it say? They wouldn't let me take out the shooter.
3 minutes. He sat there for 3 minutes. This is what this guy says. I don't know who he is.
Holy shit, boys and girls.
Read it.
Okay, my name is Jonathan Willis. I'm the officer in the famous photo of the two snipers on the roof at Trump's rally. I came here to inform the public that I had the assassin in my sights for at least 3 minutes.
We knew there was something weird going on. He was trying to get permission.
He was trying to get permission. He was probably frustrated. When he looked up at the scope, I told you the timing of his movements and to the shots, none of it made any sense.
Yeah, he was at this ready position, not to be there for 4 hours.
There was no way. He saw something, and he was ready to go, man. You can't hold that. Oh, my God.
Right.
He was in my sights for at least 3 minutes, but the head of the Secret Service refused to give the order to take out the perp. Whoa. The head of the Secret Service. You know who that is?
No.
pull up her name, find a tweet about her.
Oh, the woman?
And bookmark it since I'm already in here.
Okay.
The one with the mole on her nose.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my God. This is the person that was pushing for diversity, equity, and inclusion. This person, who's the head of the CIA, is a loyalist and believes that diversity, equity, and inclusion is the thing, and she's a swamp creature, and she should be hung by the neck until thoroughly killed.
Ooh.
Dead. And then drawn and quartered for fun. 100% of the top brass prevented me from killing the assassin before he took the shots at President Trump. Well, there you are.
They're trying to get Dan Bongino to verify this.
This is huge, guys. This is huge. This is huge. And this lines up with everything we've heard so far, the witness accounts of them screaming at the cops, screaming at the Secret Service. He's got a gun. He's got a gun. The deep state.
Oh, my God.
Assisted in at least allowing, if not setting up, the assassination attempt on Donald Trump's life. There you're at, guys. There you're at. There you are. This is your U.S. government that loves you. This is the U.S. government that protects you. That we're supposed to believe that we should just turn in all our guns because we can trust them. They'll protect us, right?
Yep.
He was prevented from pulling the trigger. 3 full minutes is an eternity. And again, it lines up with the people yelling for 2 or 3 minutes at the cops and the Secret Service. Wow. Thank you, Denise, for that. Wow.
Big scoop. Big story.
That's a huge, huge story. Wow. If that's true, man, that's big.
All right.
That's big. That's really big. So you got the picture of the head of the Secret Service?
I do, and I got something else to watch. If you hit refresh.
Okay. All right.
That's not it. Where are you? Are you in bookmarks?
Yes.
No.
What?
You weren't. There.
Yes.
That's the Secret Service. Then there's another video I want to.
Okay, so this wonderful lady right here, this plain-looking person, yeah. You know, I don't trust women that don't wear makeup when I don't, man. They just tend to be liberal. Right?
She's got some eye makeup on.
Yeah, sure she does.
Do some lipstick.
Whatever that. God,
color.
So this lady right here, again, we had a video of her. We saw a video of her this morning talking about how important it was to include women and additionally diversity, but especially women in the Secret Service. Right? So now apparently she's going to be testifying in front of another investigative committee thrown together by James Comer. We shall see how this goes. But this is pretty damning. If this guy is willing to testify, if he comes on Capitol Hill and testified that the head of the Secret Service, what's going to happen? I mean, she should be immediately arrested.
Yeah.
Imprisoned and scheduled for trial.
And what's Biden going to say tonight at another press conference?
Another one. They just
is he soaking up this? He's going to be nice to Trump to make it look like he's not
compassionate.
A bad guy. Yeah.
I think so. Well, what else are they going to do? They have to walk away from the story they've painted that they were the ones that fomented the violence themselves.
Right.
Okay, Joe Biden himself has been guilty of this inflammatory rhetoric.
Yep.
And this idea that you can separate yourself, man, the man himself said we need to put a bullseye on Donald Trump.
Yep, he sure did.
Okay, so, all right, what else do we have here?
What's that? Oh, that's the crowd getting angry at the media.
Yeah, there's there's the uncensored flying fingers.
They're mad at the media for lying about Trump.
The sound is very low. Do you hear it?
I can barely hear it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, what they did was they stuck a stick in the beehive, kids. That's what they did, right? And okay, this is going on 2 hours. I'm about done. I'm hot. I'm sweaty. And there's just so much more news going on. And I want to go continue to consume it. And we're gonna have another press conference tonight. Look for us if you're interested. Come on, pop on live. We'll put that on there. We'll cover that in a live episode of Wartime Christianity. We'll do that. But and I'm sorry that I like all of them. Yeah. Oh, it's you. Yeah, I agree with the list. Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of uncertainty going on, but the news is breaking fast.
Yep.
And
when it breaks, we rush in to fix it.
We fix it. So I think that we are in a very, very, very bad place, right? We are in as a country in a very bad place. And I'm in a bad place too because I have to cover up the door of the open John. It's the bathroom. It's where the shower is. Relax. Everybody has a toilet, don't we? At least we have one. At least don't make you go out in the outhouse.
That's true.
So right. So
and don't laugh. There's a lot of that up here.
There's a lot of that up here at the camps. So that's the one selling feature we have about our cabin. Hopefully we'll get this place sold so we can get out of here. But anyway, we are in seriously uncertain times. And based on that prophecy by that guy, I don't know about the financial downturn, but I will tell you something. I'll give you my opinion on that. If Donald Trump if they fail to be able to kill him, and they fail to be able to rig the election against him, and he achieves the presidency of the United States of America, they are going to have Plan B, Plan C, Plan D, and the financial moguls, the ones that are all of the super elite, the ones that run the planet, okay? The ones that go to the Bohemian Grove, okay? That circle, elite circle, that decides the next president and, stuff like that. It's been going on for a long time. Research the Bohemian Grove.
Oh, God. Yeah, we saw something.
Yeah, we saw something about that. Mark Dice did a really good thing on the Bohemian Grove.
Yeah.
Look that up. I highly suggest that you.
Which is a George Bush there.
Right, but I think that what's going to happen is they're going to launch attacks upon his presidency. They're going to, do you think they're going to allow him to carry out his agenda and go without kicking and screaming? If you think you saw shenanigans before, they're going to pull more, and they'll again burn the whole damn thing down, so that they can say Donald Trump was a terrible president. That's how fucking twisted these people are, right? And it's just, but so that's where I'll end it. Right? Is okay. We all need to be prayer warriors right now. We all need to be truth slingers right now. Getting this information here from Denise and us being able to broadcast it, share, forward, follow, subscribe, do all that kind of stuff. You know what to do. Financially support us if you can. That's always very helpful. Because we're doing our best here, and the news cycle is just really, really going crazy. And things are developing by the minute now. And we've still got over 100 days to go to the election. And tomorrow, we're going to start covering the Republican National Convention. I cannot promise you that we're going to be we'll be live streaming it, monitoring the chat, but it might be a little bit like the trial. We might come on every once in a while. Yeah, we'll be live streaming it. So pop in, pop out, feel free. You don't have to always be here. But hi, Ted. It's nice to see you.
Is that Ted Cheeseburger Band?
No, that's Ted. Oh. Ted Blau.
Okay.
So it's nice to have you here. We're getting ready to kind of wrap it up here because we've been going at this for almost 2 hours. But I encourage you to go back and watch the stream, right, Ted? And please come back, be a repeat viewer, because we're growing here and we enjoy serving you. And it's much more fun when we have more people in the chat, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely. And then there's more interaction and the algorithms are happier and all that type stuff. And just participating makes things more interesting. It helps keeps the show fresh, right? And we have people out there that are also scouring the internets and the interwebs for the news and getting it to us so we can shout it as loud as we can.
Truth sent us a piece of information too, but I need to verify it before I send it out.
Well, what we'll do is we'll verify that this afternoon, Truth, and we'll see if we can't report on that this evening.
Yep.
During Truth Slinger Live. What we'll probably do is come on a little bit before the president makes his remarks tonight at a presser. He's probably going to give a 3-minute speech again.
Hear him again.
But we'll continue to we'll bring you up to speed on all the things that happened this afternoon. Any information that continues to come out, maybe that verifies this story about this sniper. This is if this is true, if he was told to stand down, okay, then this is a bigger scandal than them covering up the dementia of the president. Okay, I mean, and how do these scandals continue to get larger and larger and larger on a daily basis? Right. But continue to come here so that we can help make sense of it all together, because it takes more than one brain, right? It does, and it takes more than one truth slinger. And so, what I'm going to do? I'm going to repost the Truth Slingers Creed. I have it posted on my Substack, but I'm going to go with it, copy it, and I think I'm going to cross-post it to X, because I wrote it a while ago. What it takes to be a truth slinger, and so I want you all to read that and watch for that on my post. Make sure you follow us everywhere on our social media and stuff. Go to our link tree, and again, while you're on the feed, the X feed there, wouldn't hurt if you hit that tip button every once in a while. So we love you. I'm going to go and just continue to keep up on all this and catch up, because all sorts of stuff happened while we were doing this live stream, right? So thanks so much. Next week, hopefully we'll be back to traditionally, we'll probably pick up Matthew chapter 4 next week. Today was a very non-traditional church service. We just kind of talked about how we can look at this huge, horrible, terrible news, at least in somewhat of a biblical lens, a Christian worldview perspective, so that it kind of you're encouraged and edified and can understand it, because again we are in a spiritual warfare. There's no doubt about that, without question. So anyway, that's enough of me and that's enough of her. My name's Tim. I'm your truth slinger. It's Hippie Chick over there.
Over here.
We out. God bless our president. And not the potato.